Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes on what looks like a very busy Thursday. We have a lot going on here in the eastern part of the United States. Everything from winter storm warnings for northern New York and the northern parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine to tornado watches that are up in parts of Alabama and Georgia. And we're going to probably see a fairly widespread severe weather event later today in areas along the southeast coast, on up perhaps as far north as southern Virginia. In the meantime, we've got flood watches from Georgia all the way up to most of central and south Jersey. Winter weather advisories still hanging on in parts of northeast and northwest Pennsylvania, north and east into southern New England. But those winter weather advisories are going to be coming down in short order because temperatures have been rising. And it really didn't get all that cold to begin with to set us up for a serious freezing rain event. We never really were truly impressed with this at all. So it was more precautionary that the Weather Service put the winter weather advisories up for areas in Pennsylvania to southern New England. I think it was always a wise thing to do because when it comes to ice, well, you don't want to fool around with that. Now, severe weather is going to be the next thing that's going to be going on in the east today. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather forecast by the Storm Prediction Center from northern Florida all the way up into North Carolina, slight risk into southernmost Virginia. The marginal risk runs up a little bit further north than that. I don't think we're going to see severe weather here in our neck of the woods, but I do expect that line of general thunderstorms to just be extended northward up along the coast. I think we could see a thunderstorm or two in the mix tonight into Friday morning as this major storm develops in the eastern United States. And of course, in the I-95 corridor, this is entirely going to be a rain event. We are watching the satellite. You're seeing a lot of moisture streaming out of the Gulf of Mexico and running northeastward all the way up into New England. It's a pretty solid system. And you also see more energy beginning to drop into the northwest that's headed down into the northern Rockies. And that, by the way, does mean some more weather action in that part of the country where we've got winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories up from Montana down to Colorado. So the West just continues to have a rather robust winter from the standpoint of snow, at least, while in the I-95 corridor, the drought continues. Loaded radars already this morning as we take a look at the radar as of 7 a.m. There's a lot of precip here, and you can see some of the heavier thunderstorms that are to the south and west. Here's the wider view. Some lead rain has moved up into parts of the Northeast. We've got you have to go pretty far up north to find any kind of snow, mainly north of Albany and on up and through Maine. And of course, the area that's in the Southeast, that's going to set up the chance for severe weather today. And in fact, when we look at the surface map this morning, temperatures that were in the 40s in North Carolina and even down into parts of South Carolina have now risen up into the 60s, and dew points are well up into the 60s. So it was got saturated air here with respect to tropical moisture in that warm sector that is going to be developing ahead of a storm system. In the meantime, we're seeing that high that brought in some cooler air or chilly air really wasn't all that cold. So we're holding temperatures in the mid 30s to low 40s for this morning, and then we're going to see them rise up. Now, as far as snow is concerned, I'm just going to go to the Weather Prediction Center's probability for at least 4 inches in the next 72 hours. So this will be primarily for today into Friday, and you'll see that at least from the standpoint from northeastern Virginia to southern New England, from Washington to Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, Hartford, Providence, Boston, not a flake, not an ice pellet, nothing. You have to go up to the middle and upper Hudson Valley. The blue on the scale is the where 40% chance or higher of at least 4 inches. And we are going to see some higher amounts. If I just move the chart up to 8 inches, you'll see that there will be spots up from northeastern New York, northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, where the probability of at least 8 inches is very high. So northern New England going to get a solid snowfall out of this. Everybody else getting less, and of course, as we head down to the snow drought areas from Washington to Boston, probably won't see anything of consequence here. Even tomorrow on the backside, maybe a snow shower, and that's it. So the big story today, I think, for the urban corridor is going to be rain, and the heaviest rain is going to start to come in. I'll just run back the NAM model here for you from this morning. And here we are at starting at 7 a.m. So this area to the north is already pretty much gone by, and now we'll load up the second round that will come in later this afternoon and this evening. The rain becomes heavy to overnight and into Friday. Notice that north and west of the coast, there isn't really a whole lot. It kind of cuts off there in northwest New Jersey and just up to about Poughkeepsie in the Hudson Valley and into northwest Connecticut. Not a whole lot of rain happens after this evening. Along the coast, it's going to be a bit more, and you see these patches of heavier rains. And of course, you head down into the Carolinas and down into Georgia. Those are severe thunderstorms that'll be rolling through. And then a solid shot of rain overnight comes in and spreads everywhere as low pressure intensifies and moves up into West Virginia. And then by tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., the bulk of the rain is done. The low continues to strengthen as it moves up into upstate New York. There'll still be some on and off showers into the afternoon. You also see where the snow is. And then it's windy and colder for Friday. And the weekend right now is shaping up to be nice and dry for Saturday. And for Sunday, we'll have clouds with the high going out. There's a little upper air disturbance, and the model's picking up very, very small area of light snow showers here Sunday afternoon. That's all that's left, by the way, of the system that the models were keying on just a couple of days ago. And the reason why that system is so weak is that all the energy is out in the west, and you can't have a lot of energy out in the west and have room for a storm in the east. It just won't happen. So rainfall amounts, by the way, could be anywhere from 1.5 inches as you go to the north to 3 inches possible from northeastern Virginia to southern New England. The bulk of that comes later this afternoon, tonight, into tomorrow morning. Southeast U.S. And for the southern mid-Atlantic down through the southeast and northern Florida could be a substantial severe weather outbreak to watch for later today. All right, we'll have our Nighttime Joe and Joe Weather Show with my colleague Joe Rayo at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. And you can also look at Joe Rayo's YouTube channel, Joe Rayo Weather. He'll be doing what he calls the short fuse update, which is a short weathercast updating the weather later this afternoon. And you can watch all of this, by the way, on my free weather app, the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, which you can download on Google Play or on the App Store. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do it today. Have a great Thursday, and we will see you later.